Most women over 40 will never build another ounce of muscle. As we get older, most of us will actually continue to lose muscle year after year. But here's the deal, just because we're getting older, it doesn't mean our muscle gains have to stop or even slow down at all. In fact, research shows that we can build just as much muscle in our 40s as we did in our 20s. This study, for example, compared the effects of resistance training on older adults ages 35 to 50 and younger adults ages 18 to 22. Not only did the older adults gain just as much strength as the younger adults, but they also gained 17% more muscle mass. The question then becomes, why do most women over 40 stop gaining muscle altogether? That's exactly what I want to answer in today's video. And make sure to watch till the end, because I'm going to share the exact workout program you can follow to build muscle week after week, no matter your age. It's the same program I followed to get fitter and stronger in my older years than I did in my 20s. Now, without further ado, let's get into mistake number 1. You're not eating enough protein. The research is clear that women need about 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day to maximize muscle growth. That is the foundation, so if you're not hitting that daily target yet, focus on that first. But once you're consistently getting enough protein each day, how you distribute your protein becomes just as important as how much you're eating. As we get older, the body doesn't respond to protein the same way it did in our 20s and 30s. Hormonal changes, especially a decline in estrogen, make it harder to maintain muscle and strength. The body becomes less efficient at using protein to build and repair muscle tissue. This is known as anabolic resistance. The muscle building signal becomes weaker, so the same meal that once supported muscle growth may no longer be enough. But here's the truth. This is extremely easy to overcome. All you have to do is increase the amount of protein you eat per meal. When we were younger, around 20 grams of protein was enough to fully stimulate muscle protein synthesis. But after 40, many women need close to 30 to 40 grams per meal to get the same muscle building response. In one study, older adults were given 10, 20, or 35 grams of whey protein after exercise. The group consuming 35 grams experienced a much larger rise in circulating amino acids and significantly greater muscle protein synthesis compared to 10 and 20 grams. A separate study looked at 0, 15, 30, and 45 grams of protein in participants averaging 66 years old. Their response was dose-dependent, meaning muscle-building activity increased as protein intake got higher. So, if you're over 40, aim for 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal. That range helps overcome anabolic resistance and supports continual muscle growth and maintenance as we age. Mistake number 2, you're not lifting heavy enough. What if I told you that you should be lifting heavier as you get older, not lighter? In fact, avoiding heavy weights can actually slow your progress. Now, this isn't to say that you can't build muscle with lighter weights. You can. But research shows that with lighter weights, you must go very close to failure to get the same muscle building signal. The problem is, the closer to failure you train, the more fatigue, muscle damage, and joint stress you create. And that extra fatigue means longer recovery times and fewer high-quality workouts each week. Heavier weights, on the other hand, let you stimulate muscle growth without having to push every set to the bitter end. Research measuring muscle activation shows that the heavier the load, the more fibers you recruit, which means a stronger growth signal over time. It's like building a house. You can show up with a small crew and get the job done eventually, or you can bring the entire team and finish faster. Heavy training brings the whole crew. A 2024 study put this to the test by comparing heavier lifting, 70 to 85% of 1 rep max, to more moderate loads, 50 to 60%. They found that the group training with the heavier loads experienced greater increase in both lean body mass and strength. And get this, on a multi-year follow-up, the heavier load group maintained their strength gains while the moderate group got weaker. In another 8-week study, one group performed 10 to 12 reps at 70% of their 1 rep max, while the other did 3 to 5 reps at 90%. The group that lifted heavier experienced more than double the strength gains on the bench press and gained more muscle in their arms. This doesn't mean you should put yourself at risk by lifting more than you can handle. It means your sets should be heavy enough to force your muscles to adapt. Mistake number 3, fear of getting bulky or too big. One of the biggest fears many women still have when it comes to strength training is the idea of getting bulky. This belief has held women back for decades, causing them to avoid heavy weights, limit effort, and rely mostly on cardio or high rep workouts. The result is often slower progress, less strength, lower muscle tone, and a metabolism that gradually gets weaker. But here's the truth. Muscle growth is a slow, gradual process that requires heavy training, progressive overload, enough protein, and consistency over a long period of time. You don't just wake up one morning with too much muscle. If anything, you'll notice yourself getting leaner, firmer, and more defined far earlier than you'll ever worry about getting too big. And I want to make something very clear. I know I'm on the more muscular side, especially for a woman my age, but that doesn't happen by accident. I've been lifting heavy and training hard for almost 20 years. I've been deliberate about building and maintaining muscle, and my genetics also play a significant role in how my body responds to training. Most women do not build muscle like I do. The fear of getting bulky or too big is holding you back from the very thing that supports fat loss, strengthens your bones, improves your metabolism, reshapes your curves, and keeps you capable as you age. Mistake number 4, ignoring hormonal shifts. Research shows that estrogen helps support muscle protein synthesis, reduces muscle breakdown, and even improves how our muscles handle force and repair after exercise. As women enter perimenopause and menopause, however, estrogen levels begin to decline. And studies have shown that when estrogen drops, women experience declines in muscle mass and strength that are significantly faster than in the earlier decades of life. Body composition changes during menopause are well documented as well. One study published in the Journal of Clinical Investigation showed that as estrogen declines, women typically lose lean muscle mass and gain fat mass, even when their body weight stays the same. Another study published in the International Journal of Obesity found similar results. During and after menopause, women experience an increase in total and visceral fat along with a gradual decline in lean tissue. In other words, what worked in your 20s and 30s doesn't work the same way now. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your physiology has changed. But here's the important part. These hormonal shifts don't prevent progress, they simply mean we need to adjust our approach. Multiple studies show that lifting weights combined with higher protein intake helps counteract hormonal declines by stimulating more muscle protein synthesis and even increasing muscle mass as we age. Mistake number 5, too focused on belly fat. Many women over 40 fall into the mindset that losing belly fat means doing more cardio and eating less. But while cardio can help burn calories in the moment, it does very little to improve long-term body composition. Resistance training, on the other hand, changes the body at a deeper level. When women lift weights regularly, they gain lean muscle and improve body composition, even when scale weight doesn't change much. One meta-analysis found that resistance training significantly improves insulin sensitivity and reduces body fat percentage and waist circumference in postmenopausal women. Other randomized trials in older adults show that resistance training directly increases lean muscle mass and improves markers that play key roles in how efficiently the body uses carbs instead of storing them as fat. Because strength training builds and preserves muscle, it not only supports healthier blood sugar control, but also increases daily calorie use and promotes reductions in fat mass over time. Meanwhile, relying mostly on cardio often leads to loss of both fat and muscle. And losing muscle is the exact opposite of what women need after 40. Without enough muscle, fat regain becomes easier and maintaining results becomes harder. Lifting weights, on the other hand, makes every other goal easier. A firmer midsection, weight control, stronger bones, and confidence in how your body performs. And if you're still struggling to build muscle without adding inches to your waistline, grab a free copy of my program, 6-Week Warrior Princess. It's a science-based workout program specifically created for women over 40 who want to tighten and tone their body without having to spend hours on the treadmill each week or give up their favorite foods. Just click the link in the description below, enter your name and email, and you'll get instant access. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to click the like button below and subscribe for more videos so you don't miss the next one. Bye-bye now.